about Halloween Ends. It's going to be a book review. There are some aspects of this novel that work to supplement the movie. Um, can I say that the book is 100% better than the movie? No. Um, and that movie like angered a lot of people, and it was like the movie didn't anger me. It's just like, oh, that's the wrong way to do that. When because the movie wasn't bad. Um, I put it sixth in the franchise when 2018 became my second favorite movie in the franchise and Kills became my third. So yeah, there's a fall there, but I mean, to me, sixth is still pretty good for everything that it did do. What some people would consider wrong. But the book, okay, let's talk about where the book goes wrong. Where the book goes wrong is look at Kimberly Hart. Kimberly Hart was the girl that Cameron was kissing at the dance. I don't want to hear about Kimberly Hart in a relationship with a college guy after 2018 and between the events of Kills and Ends. I don't care about that. I don't want to hear about that. That's not interesting. That's stupid. That's something. I'm glad it's not canon. Uh, I don't like the fact that Lori's the one that pushed Allison with Officer Mulaney. Uh, I thought that was crap. I don't like the fact that Lori Officer Hawkins was in a bar with Lori. This was in the 80s, might have been around 82 maybe. Uh, and, Lori was traumatized, obviously. We knew that in 2018. Um, she was drunk. This other cop was being creepy with Hawkins there. And Hawkins wanted to, ask her out. He wanted to be like, hey. But he lost his, he was too shy, whatever. So then his creeper cop buddy is like, well, oh, that's Laura Strode. I'll take her home. So the jerk off takes her home, and dude thinks she's gonna get lucky, and she has a gun. She's like, look, man, I want you to kill him. I know he's locked up. Help me get into the asylum. Let me kill Michael. Let's end it. Um, and Hawkins was camped out in front of her house, to make sure she was all right. And sees him walking out the next day and figures they got lucky when that never really happened. So I'm glad it never happened, but I don't like this creep trying to get some with Lori, get some from Lori. Uh, I don't like that she would go home with him in the first place. Um, and again, even when they're together, I don't know. the fact that they used to date, I don't know. I feel like would give people the wrong idea about the character of Allison. Yes, she lived there with Officer Mulaney, but he like told her, "You ain't got to worry about crap. Just worry about what you want to eat. I'll take you home, and I'll work. I'll take care of you." And the impression I got was nothing weird or sexual ever happened. It was just he really liked her, but she was just traumatized and basically needed to just stare off into space. You know what I mean? So it's like, so I don't know that aspect of okay. Now I hate it. It makes me hate Laurie's character. I lose a shit ton of respect for the Laurie Strode character in the novel. Um, so that's why, again, a lot of people were triggered by the movie. I wasn't triggered by the movie. Some of this book pisses me off, but where the book goes right, again, let's start off with Kimberly Hart. Kimberly Hart, I like the fact that she was jealous of Allison back in 2018 because she was popular, well liked. She had Cameron. She was. Whereas Kimberly had to beat her brains out, study like a madwoman, practice so hard to be a cheerleader and get good grades, when just everything just came so naturally. She was just so well liked, Allison was. So I thought it was cool that a cheerleader gal was jealous of, because that's the thing nobody ever talks about. And again, when you look at Nightmare on Elm Street, it is a sad, pale imitation of Halloween. It's not even the best Freddy Krueger, honestly. Is it the best movie in the Nightmare on Elm Street series? Yeah. It's the best film. But at the same time, when you watch Halloween, it is blatantly obvious that Laurie Strode has a much better personality, has a much better disposition. You would rather hang out with her. And even though she's the, least popular or less popular character, but it's like you would still rather, if you're a guy, you would rather date Laurie Strode. You would, rather hang out with Laurie Strode. You'd rather be friends with Laurie Strode. So the fact that Laurie's granddaughter would be more popular, more genuinely well liked, makes more sense. Back to the book, Laurie, in the novel, what I like about the book, now we're going into the positives. Laurie joined fringe groups and joined these groups to go hunt down Michael Myers. Yeah, because I'm still traumatized. I spent 40 years being traumatized, and now, slaughtered my daughter, slaughtered the whole town for 2 movies worth. And oh, by the way, now I'm going to make you a pumpkin pie. I'm not even going to wait till Thanksgiving. That's what humans do, right? They make pumpkin pies like Betty Crocker, but still showing that I don't know. It felt very feminist when she's like, "Time to show grief your effing tits and say let's go." Like stupid feminist line that didn't feel like Laurie Strode. Felt more like Jamie Lee Curtis, the actress, who's a lot more annoying than Laurie Strode, the character. Um, but Laurie joining fringe groups. Allison going to her parents' grave and weeping on the grave. Like she's Edgar Allan Poe. Annabelle Lee, Kingdom by the Sea. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, wow, Allison actually misses her parents, and we're shown that. Laurie still wants to hunt down Michael Myers even more after killing her daughter. But then more gradually, they both say, look, we're both screwed up. Let's not let fear dictate us. And you know what could have made more sense? I mean, even though I hate the Rob Zombie remake, is it because he doesn't attack kids that don't believe? Little Tommy theorizing, and it would make sense. It would make sense if he's losing his grip on, like, if Laurie's no longer afraid, if Corey's being intrigued and seduced by the boogeyman and wants to become him because of his internal pain, if all these things are true, this would make more sense for Michael to be weak because, again, it's this movie, this book, Halloween Ends are just more. It's more like a creative writing exercise. You know what I mean? More than feeling like it's really canon and really a part of the Halloween lore. Now, more positives. Michael can infect people with this evil. One dude committed suicide as he was brought closer to the cell, and I believe it was him that he went crazy. He watched his mom cut her own throat, like kill herself with an axe. And the dad was a preacher that blamed him, used to baptize him in scalding hot water, lock him in the shed, and they could hear the other trick-or-treaters outside, wouldn't let him trick-or-treat. And so he grew up, killed a bunch of people at a mall with a hatchet, which just made me think of Vice City, but mixed with a good, like, indie type of film that could have been its own indie horror film, absolutely. And I was digging it, the visuals I was giving it in my head, in my imagination. And because of his condition, being evil and psychotic and nuts, it was easier for Michael's evil to plague the dude's mind and kill himself. And that takes me back, and that takes me to, like, The Conjuring. Because if you notice, demons feed off a dark energy. Every witch, everyone demonically possessed that's evil or a serial killer, what happens to them? Suicide. They will kill themselves. So that hints that Michael could be something demonic. Something that's never walked in human form. Something demonic. You know what I mean? And Michael's the one that kills Joan, which, duh, that's what it should be. Forget Corey doing it. Apparently, Michael kills the little girl at the end, which, if he plagued her mind with evil, he should. because I don't know. One thing about Halloween Ends that I felt like I invisibly picked up on the character. Don't the real Michael don't want you like him at all. He does not want you at all like him. As a matter of fact, if you are a Halloween nut, not to change the subject, but when you realize that Dick Warlock, who was Michael Myers in Halloween 2, is the one driving that kills Ben Tramer, what was he dressed up like? Michael Myers. Now, it's super meta, and you're not going to know that back then. But in the other movies and the DGG trilogy overall, there have been hints that Michael doesn't really like other psychotics. I just get the feeling he doesn't want you to be like him. So, and by him killing Corey at the end of the movie and book, yeah, that just goes along with it. That he really doesn't want you like him. So, anyway, this book strength, honestly, just explaining to us, hey, Laurie joined a fringe group trying to hunt Michael down. Allison spent a long time at her parents' grave weeping. And then they got tired of it. But naturally and progressively, you got that feeling of time elapsing, and now we're going to live our best life. But just like in the movie, she's like, why can't I be mad? And then Laurie's like, okay, you can be mad. Just know it's addictive. You know what I mean? And they don't want, because what's Michael Myers' whole MO? Obsession. What does Corey become with Michael Myers? With hatred, with revenge, when really he's got a nice life. So what, Allison and Laurie are outcasts. They've been nice to him. And so what, your mom's a bitch. You've got this wonderful relationship with this nice girl. You like her grandmother. So literally, the girl of your dreams has a cool family too for you. But you're obsessed with getting back at these little Nimrods. You're obsessed with, but I killed the kid. I didn't kill the kid. It was an accident. You know what I mean? So your obsession screwed you. So again, solid B for a book. Is it better or is it worse? There's cool ideas. There's some ideas you can ignore, some ideas that'll make it better. But overall, those are my thoughts about Halloween Ends. Have yourselves a great day.